Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's FOC show. What does FOC stand for? Christina, tell them. Final order
FOC
cutoff.
final order cutoff.
FOC stands for Final Order Cutoff. We're going to look through the books that are going to be in shops in about 3 to 6 weeks, depending on the book. And if you want to put in pre orders, now's the time. If you see something you're interested in, let us know. The orders for these books have to be done Monday. So this is the perfect time for you to look over the books that there are going to be ordering on Monday and get your last chance to get orders in. All right, we'll start with what's coming from Lunar, which is Image DC and a few others. Absolute Batman 8. If you see something that is interesting to you and you want to see more information than I showed, please let me know. Absolute Batman 9. So 8 was that second printing also? Second printing of Absolute Batman 8. Second printing of Absolute Batman 9. Second printing of Absolute Evil 1. I think we have some more of these in stock, but just so you know, Absolute Evil is important to what is happening in the whole Absolute universe. So if you missed it, you're going to want to either get a second print or get a first print. And now on to new Absolute books. We have Absolute Flash number 9. Very nice looking Nick Robles cover. Been enjoying this book. Oh, John Jane cover. Man. Absolute incredible cover by the master, John Jane. That's a must have, I think. Jorge Molina cover. Haining card stock. A Buzz trade paperback. Artillery number 2 of 3. This is, who's this from? Invader Comics by Jimmy Robinson. Okay, AI stole your art. We're gonna steal it back. Here's the B cover by Nielsen. Batman number 2, second print. That cool red background on the logo and red background here. Batman Superman World's Finest number 45, the Dan Mora cover. Lex and Joker working together. That's no good. Here is a Jorge
Hey Jay.
Flores cover.
Hey Jay, just to interrupt for just a second.
Yep.
I was getting set up over here. Absolute Batman number 2 has a 7th printing this week, and number 3 has a 6th printing. Neither of them have art, so it didn't show up in your list. But I just wanted to make that known. If anybody's collecting all the printings, number 2's got a 7th print, number 3 has a 6th print.
Why wouldn't it show up in this list? Because there's no art. This is direct from Lunar. I don't know. Interesting. Here is the cover C, Gutierrez cover of Batman Superman World's Finest 45. A nice Danny cardstock cover. Bela Lugosi, The Man Behind the Cape hardcover. Bone, Volume 1. If you've never read Bone, you are missing out. People think it's just for kids. It is for kids, but it's also for adults. It is one of the best ever independent books ever made, and also one of the most successful and profitable independent books ever made from Jeff Smith. These are the Scholastic versions in color, previously offered through other distributors. Now you can get them here. Get them ordered. There's Volume 2, Volume 3, Volume 4. Catwoman 81, Sebastian Fiumara cover. Beautiful Frank Cho cardstock there. Frank Cho's been killing it. Derek Chu, friend of the store. Love Derek Chu. Issue 81. Robin Higginbottom. That's a nice cover. Catwoman always has the best covers. Catwoman, Poison Ivy, Harley Quinn all have amazing covers, and unfortunately our orders are fairly low. We will continue to get comic shop news here in the shop for you guys. This is Cosmic Censorship, trade paperback volume 2. Creepshow, volume 4, number 3. Let me see if I can move my screen a little bit so I don't crane my neck as much. There we go. Creepshow, volume 4, number 3. And a B cover by Pina. Brian, thanks for joining us. And here's the 1 in 10. Invasion. This is the DC Cover Girls Poison Ivy J. Scott Campbell resin statue 1 and 8. It is $200. 1 to 8 scale. Yep. Here's the big one, guys. This is the big one. We're going to have a lot of covers available. I'm not sure we have any incentives. I have not seen any incentives announced yet. I heard rumors that some incentives were coming, but let's see as we go through here if they added something that I didn't know before. As of last week, they had no incentives. All right, first off, we're going to go through the A cover here. DC Marvel Batman Deadpool #1. Remember a couple months ago we had Deadpool Batman by Marvel? This is a new book, another one-shot, a continuation of sorts. This is DC's version. Now it's called Batman Deadpool. The Moment You've Been Waiting For, written by Grant Morrison, Scott Snyder, James Tynion IV, Joshua Williamson, Tom Taylor, Mariko Tamaki, and G. Willow Wilson. Art by Dan Mora, Hayden Sherman, Bruno Redondo, Amanda Conner, and Dennis Cohen. The Dark Knight and the Merc with a Mouth team up for an adventure so mind-bending that you think you're in a dream. Brought to you by legendary creators Grant Morrison and Dan Mora. And be sure not to miss the incredible extra stories. Scott Snyder, James Tynion IV, Joshua Williamson team up with Hayden Sherman for a magical Constantine Doctor Strange tale. Tom Taylor and Bruno Redondo bring you an epic Nightwing, Dick Grayson, and Laura Kinney Wolverine story. Cool about that is Tom Taylor has written both of those characters a lot. Mariko Tamaki and Amanda Conner smash Harley Quinn and the Hulk together. And G. Willow Wilson and Dennis Cohen tell an electrifying Static and Miss Marvel yarn. $7.99 for the A cover. Here is the B cover. Since this is such a big book, I'm going to be showing off all the covers a little bit better. This is the B cover, the wraparound by Dan Mora. And the B covers are, the variants are cardstock, and they are $1 more, $8.99. This is the Lee Bermejo with Joker and Doctor Doom. And so far, all of these have been open order. Mark Brooks doing a Scarlet Witch and Zatanna. This is the Jim Chung with Captain America and Wonder Woman. Here is, got to be Amanda Conner. Yep, Amanda Conner with Hulk and Harley. I think that's a really interesting team up there, the Hulk and Harley one. Some make a lot of sense. Some you're like, really? This is cool. This is by Jagata, the artist on Absolute Batman. We got Punisher Batman for this cover. Jenny Frison giving us Storm and Wonder Woman. And just because these are on the cover doesn't mean they have a story in there, but kind of like the Marvel one, we still get a lot of great, cool cover team-ups. I like this one a lot. Gambit and Robin, Damian Wayne and Gambit together. Remy LeBeau. That is by Andy Kubert. Here is the Jay Lee. That is Wonder Woman. Is that Big Barda? Or Wonder Woman?
Looks like Barda. That is Big Barda,
Big
I
Barda.
believe.
Okay. Big Barda and Rogue. Thank you. We got the two Jasons here, so double the fun. And a Christina. Here is, there had to be a Jim Lee, right? Jim Lee cover, Batman Wolverine. I wish this story was in there with a little Jim Lee art. Maybe they'll surprise us. Again, another open order cover. Alexander Lozano with Captain Marvel and Wonder Woman. Very stylish. Sean Gordon Murphy, Lobo and Deadpool. What I like about Sean Gordon Murphy in his typical fashion and his art style, it's more than just a pinup, you know? It's got all these little extras. It tells a story in and of itself right there on the cover. Bite me, fanboy. Here is the Frank Quitely cover. featuring both Batman and Deadpool. That's a good one. That's a good one. Thank you, everybody who's joined us. We're now going over the DC Marvel Batman covers. X-23 and Nightwing, done by the interior artist who'll be doing this story, Bruno Redondo. I think that
I
may
was
be
kind
the
of
one I'm looking
impressed
forward
by
to
how well
most.
their costumes went together.
Yeah, true. Hayden Sherman, the one who'll be doing the interior art with Constantine and Doctor Strange.
I'm heading out.
Thank you, Jason. Did I bring that one? Did I go full size on that one? I can't remember. In case I didn't, here we go again. This is one that everybody should be ordering. This is kind of the can't miss cover. Bill Sienkiewicz doing the Hulk 340 homage with Deadpool and Wolverine. If you're going to order one cover, make sure it's this one. Expect this one to be $20. This one does not say foil so far. Let's keep going and see if something has changed. Here is the Ryan Sook Crisis on Infinite Earths homage. Batman not typically a laugher, but he's laughing there. Here is the Sozameka featuring Emma Frost and Catwoman. Here is a foil. This is definitely a foil. It is a minimal trade dress of the A cover by Dan Moore, and it is $10.99. Remember, the regular A is $7.99. The cardstock variants are $8.99, and this one's $10.99. All right, and there is a blank, and as far as I last checked, that was it. Okay, that's still it. So any other covers you've seen around are going to be like exclusives to stores or something like that. That's all the regular open order, and there are no incentive ratios. DC's I Saw Ma Hunkel Kissing Santa Claus. Number one with a... Christina, can you take notes on this for me?
Yep, I got it for you, Brian.
All right, and this is by Chrissy Zullo. B cover by Ryan Sook, featuring Brainiac and Supergirl. It's a beautiful cover. Diary of a Wimpy Kid collector's gift set. Disney Classics Encanto hardcover, and usually when there's a hardcover, there's also a trade paperback softcover to go with it. If I pass something you'd like more information, let me know. Here is a new number one. Most number ones we'll go ahead and read. Do Not Disturb number 1 of 3 with a cover by David Flores. Do Not Disturb is a mystery thriller with a great supernatural twist, set within an infamous hotel called the Argyle. The story follows private investigator Randall Halsey, who's been hired to find a missing young woman, only to realize she and him have been murdered. Not letting death stand in the way of solving the mystery, Randall has to maneuver through both the human and supernatural worlds that lay within the walls of the Argyle, traveling through time itself to set things right. It is $6.99. Sounds like an interesting book. Do Not Disturb. That's the A cover. Here is the B cover. And this is Do Not Forget Your Briefcase, number 5, the final issue of this series from Mad Cave. Drumsticks of Doom it's a 4-issue miniseries. This one has a Maria Wolf cover. Drumsticks of Doom. Giant size first issue. When Black Sabbath, not the Beatles, became the world's most famous band, the universe was changed, musically and otherwise. Lost arts like alchemy were made common. Schools taught about transfiguration and alternate science. Demons were summoned, and some stuck around. Lana loves music. She loves music. She has played in bands all through high school and now in college. She still plays in her ex's fledgling metal band. Secretly, she stays so she can play her own music after her ex leaves band practice. At her age, she is starting to think pursuing music might not be the path destined for an independent songwriter. With the Billboard music charts being dominated by the heaviest of metal, Lana is content practicing her songs with her bandmate Jimmy. Bands like hers are doomed to the local scene. She's not even brave enough to find a full band. The two-piece are finishing up their best practice yet when they are drawn into a spiritual battle to keep metal on the top of the charts. $5.99 for this first issue from John Westhoff, Dan Doherty, with a cover by Maria Wolf for the A. Here's the B cover, which is a 1 in 5 by Lynn Smith. Dune, the graphic novel, the complete 3-book box set, hardcover, Dune the Moadib, and The Prophet. Just give you a quick price on that. That is $78. EC Catacomb of Torment number 5 with the Buckingham cover. And a Frank cover, Naomi Frank cover. That's a scary one. 1 in 10 by Jay Stevens. 1 in 20 by Frank, black and white. And a 1 in 50 Patricia Martin archive edition cover. Endless Night trade paperback, collected edition from Mad Cave, collecting that recent miniseries. Everything Dead and Dying number 3, a zombie book from, I know it's by Jacob Phillips, is the artist.
Chris says it's Chris Condon.
Thank you, Chris Condon. Cover B, the gunshot variant. The 1 in 10. And then we have Exquisite Corpses, number 7. This is from James Tynan IV. The A, Michael Walsh cover. B, Claire Rowe. The Walsh polybagged with collectible card. The Stealth variant. The 1 in 25 by Zarcone, or Zarconi, and the 1 in 50 by Azrar. Brian asked, how many issues are there on Corpses? Like total? I think it may be an ongoing. Christina will help us answer that. Ferocious number 1, new from Mad Cave. This is the A cover. A tavern's boy's sheltered life is overturned by the arrival of a towering draconic woman, a wayward soldier from a distant war who single-handedly lays waste to his entire village. He swears an oath of righteous vengeance, but in order to fulfill it, he'll have to seek training from the warrior woman herself. Ferocious is epic fantasy on an intimate scale, a revenge thriller like no other, one that stirs the heart as it goes for the jugular. It is $4.99 from Luke Piotrowski and Emmanuel Orcolani, and this is the A cover.
Just to put in a comment here, there are 13 issues of Exquisite Corpses. Each one's going to come with a card, and a variant that comes with a card, so you can collect all 13 if you want to. And yes, Brian, I'll get that taken care of for you.
Great information. Thanks for that, Christina. Here is the B cover by the interior artist, Emmanuel Ercoloni. I'm sure I'm butchering that name. Final Boss number 1 by Tyler Kirkham. This is a Tyler Kirkham original. He's put out an issue before under his own banner, but he has brought it over to Image. Final Boss number 1. Written by Tyler Kirkham, art by Tyler Kirkham and David Miller. Cover by Tyler Kirkham. From the dynamic creator and artist Tyler Kirkham comes a thrilling new action hero, Tommy Brazen in Final Boss. Get ready for an over-the-top adventure that's a high-octane nod to classic action stories. Trying to forge a new path, Tommy uses his newfound powers for various paid enforcer gigs and street fights, only to uncover a past far more complex than he ever imagined. $4.99 for this A cover here. Let's see what kind of variants we got. A Ken Marion B cover. That is dynamic art. I enjoy that. We have a Ryan Otley C cover. There's a lot going on there, and I'm not exactly sure everything that is. That's the Ryan Otley cover. the 1 in 25 Tyler Kirkham Blood variant, the 1 in 50 action figure. And as always, if you're interested in a ratio, let us know. We'll send you a quote. The 1 in 100 Jay Lee foil, 1 in 250 Jay Lee gold foil, 1 in 500 Tyler Kirkham Remark sketch variant, and a Youngblood team-up cover. This is an open order. They're doing a series of Youngblood team-up variants across a lot of the Image books, and here is another one. I'll be getting that one. And here's the black and white version. Flash Gordon, number 13. If y'all have not heard, Youngblood number 1, the new one by Liefeld, has been delayed. It's now going to come out 11/12. I think it was supposed to come out the week before that. Apparently the printer had problems with getting the cards in the poly bags, so it's delayed. Here is the B cover by Conrad, the fight scene. Gotcha Man 14. Oh, covered by Inaki Miranda from We Live and the upcoming Ignition Press book, Arcadia. Cover B. Geiger Deluxe Edition hardcover. I'll be getting this. The Geiger book is incredible, as Chris, Christina, anybody will tell you. The deluxe edition is the best way to enjoy this. I really like these hardcovers. Here is volume 2.
I had a great experience in the shop yesterday. A guy brought in his young son, probably 8, 9 years old. He wanted the next issues of Geiger. He already had the first 2 trades. So he came in and he got issues 10 through 13, something like that. So it's really nice to see the younger generations finding books they like.
It's important. It is. Geiger, this is 1 through 9, meaning it is the new ongoing series that it's covering. $34.99 for this hardcover deluxe. Ghost Pepper, number 5, a series I've really been enjoying. It's by Ludo Lullaby. Ludo Lullaby is both the artist and the writer for being his first written work. It's so much fun. Very much reminds me of, now, don't take this the wrong way, as like a 90s action book, but in the best possible way. The way that we all love those 90s action books. This one's really good.
And his art is so reminiscent of Joe Mad.
Yep. The B cover by Ejikure. 1 in 10 by Kale New, the lineup. 1 in 25 by Lyrics. 1 in 50 by Xiong. And here is the Youngblood cover, another Youngblood team up. I'll be getting that one. Ghost Box trade paperback, volume 1 from Mad Cave. G.I. Joe 14. And the B cover by Canete. A Ben Oliver cover. And this is Dreadnought War. Continuing the Dreadnought War. 1 in 25. 1 in 50. Good as Dead, number 3. This is the David Lapham series, the crime noir series from Image. Harley Quinn x Elvira.
Here are some images of the Crime War series from the web.
My phone is listening in when it shouldn't. Harley Quinn x Elvira Part 2, second issue. We still have some first issues if you're interested. And look, doggies on the cover. B cover by Chad Harden. Joseph Michael Linsner cover. Ben Caldwell. Foil. And then we've got a bunch of other versions. If you're interested, let us know. This is the 1 in 10 ice cream original variant.
Yeah, Brian wants to get a quote on that ice cream 1 in 10.
1 in 15 foil version of it. All good, just take some notes and I'll get a quote. Hector Plasm, Hunt the Bigfoot. Hunt the Bigfoot? Yep. Hector Plasm, Hunt the Bigfoot. Number 2. And B cover. 1 in 10. 1 in 25. This is an homage to the first appearance of Swamp Thing. And this is definitely a Youngblood team-up cover. Very reminiscent of their awesome comics days. That's fun. Herculoids number 10, Francesco Mattina cover. Joseph Michael Linsner. Bjorn Barons. Anthony Marquez. A Virgin. A couple other Virgins and Ratios. I Saw Mommy Killing Santa Claus, Another Cursed Christmas Stories, Trade Paperback Volume 2, Oh Haunted Night by Jim Kruger. I Was a Fashion School Serial Killer, Trade Paperback Collected Edition. Invincible Battle Beast, number 4, second print. A new cover there by Jason Howard. She's beautiful, ain't she? Then we have number 4, second print, cover B, with another new Jason Howard cover. Capes number 1. This is also in the Invincible universe. I'm going to read what it says first, as seen on TV in Invincible, and then see if there's more for me to explain. All right. New series. Long out of print and very in demand. Reintroducing Robert Kirkman and Mark Englert's Corner of the Invincible Universe. A special remastering of Capes featuring new art and dialogue. Bolt, Kid Thor, Knockout, Captain Cosmic, Clairvoyant, Big Brain, Commander Capitalism. Welcome to Capes Inc., employers of your favorite superheroes that protect, well, at least when they're on the clock, New York City from threats like Machine Head, Titan, and now are in the crosshairs of an enemy they never expected. So this series came out before. This is a remastering of this series, and where that series ended before, this one will not. It's going to continue. So they're just releasing the first couple issues again, remastered, and so there'll be some new stuff in them, and new issues continue after that. So if you're interested in different corners of the Invincible universe, hey, this is more Invincible content. Jump on this one for sure. Here is the B cover by Mark Englert. The 1 in 10, Corey Walker. 1 in 25, Lindsay. 1 in 50, blank cover. And a Youngblood team-up cover. It Killed Everyone But Me, number 3. B cover. Josie Annual Spectacular one-shot, Dan Parent. Josie and the Pussycats. B cover with a retro art cover by DeCarlo. Justice League Dark, the New 52 Compendium. This is a softcover compendium of Justice League Dark by J.M. DeMatteis, and it is $59.99. It's a big, thick phone book full of Justice League Dark for $60. Justice League Red, number 4. This is the A cover. It has been redacted. This is not the cover you're going to get. I'm sure there's a spoiler on the cover, so that's why it's been redacted. The B cover by David Baldion. Kamen Rider Kuga, trade paperback, volume 11. Kid Flash, Going Rogue, trade paperback. This is one of those little younger reader stories featuring our favorite DC heroes. It is $12.99 and perfect for the younger reader or the older reader. King Conan, the original comics omnibus hardcover. This is the direct market cover. Volume 2, I believe this is $125. It is a $125 for this huge King Conan omnibus. There will be another cover as well. This is the regular edition by Michael Kaluta. This is Lazarus Fallen, number 6, Michael Lark cover. Here's the Youngblood team-up cover by Chloe Brailsford. Lego minifigure note cards. Lion King #1, written and drawn by Edwin Galmon. It is a new Lion King story. The once and future kings get ready to return to the sweeping plains of Africa for a brand new series of adventures starring Mufasa and Simba. Written and illustrated by acclaimed talent Edwin Galmon and set in the golden time before the rise of Scar. The Lion King follows the ruler of the Pride Lands and his young heir as they navigate the complex network of relationships that make up their kingdom, and learn firsthand how to defend it against the forces that threaten it, both from the outside and from within. Featuring appropriately epic covers by Galmon, Megan Hetrick, Jacob Edgar, and Julia Lumurno. The Lion King #1 deepens the bond between father and son that lies at the heart of one of the greatest animated films ever made. I agree. I love that movie. A cover. B cover, Megan Hetrick. C cover, Jacob Edgar. The D cover, close up on Simba. Blank cover. And then there's a bunch of other different variant covers, ratios. If you're interested, let us know. Lost Fantasy #5. This is such a cool looking cover. I really need to read this book. I have the trade paperback. This is issue 5, and it is a giant size issue with a new story arc and a new jumping on point. So if you missed out on Lost Fantasy, grab the collected edition or just jump on here on issue 5.
Hey, Jay, I want to make a point of saying Lion King #1 has a blind bag variant.
Thank you. I didn't see that there
It
listed.
has and what it says about it, it's because they don't have art for it.
Okay.
If they don't have art, they don't post it in this list here. It says this blind bag contains 3 separate limited edition copies of the exciting first issue that feature unique variant covers drawn at random from a range of art exclusive to this offering. Included in that range are 6 character variants by Julia Lumurno and colored blanks, as well as incentive variants. So there's 3 books per blind bag, and it is $19.94 per blind bag.
Okay, cool. Here's the video game homage cover to Lost Fantasy. And another one. I guess this one would be PlayStation, and this one would be Switch. 1 in 15, black and white. 1 in 25. 1 in 50, blank sketch. James Stokoe variant. I'm a big James Stokoe fan. Great cover there. Here's the Youngblood team-up cover. Bunch of covers for this jumping on point of Lost Fantasy. Issue 5, a big one. Mad Magazine 47. Yes, you can still get Mad Magazine. Marvel's So You've Been Bitten by a Radioactive Spider. How to Survive the Marvel Universe. This is a new book, a hardcover book. The Marvel Comics universe is full of action, adventure, danger, and cosmic peril. Be ready for anything with this illustrated action handbook. Whether you have newly developed superpowers, you need to pilot an Iron Man suit, or Galactus is here to eat the Earth. Written by Marvel Comics and Emmy-nominated humor writer Daniel Kibblesmith, this official illustrated guide to surviving and thriving in the Marvel Universe uses comics-tested advice to steer readers through what to expect when exposed to gamma rays, bonding with the symbiote, or ow, feeling an unexpected sting at the science fair. It is $16.95, and boy, that sounds interesting. Mika and the Chiller, hardcover. Miraculous Ladybug Chibi 3-in-1, trade paperback volume 1. Never War 7 of 8, Tomaselli cover. New Gods 12, the final issue of the New Gods series with a Malavia cover. And a Dustin Wynn B cover. Carl Kerschel C cover. News from the Fallout, final issue of News from the Fallout. Christina, go ahead.
Yeah, there is a cover for Never Wars #7 by Erwin Arosa, and that's $4.99. So just as I'm going through it, I'm checking for anything that's missing.
Thank you so much. You're a great co-host. The B cover by Martin Simmons, from that other book that's really good. Nightwing number 132, Dexter Soy cover, Birds of a Feather. Is this a new character in the background? Looks interesting. I've never seen him before. Here is the great Dustin Wynn. Man, that's... Nightwing, also, I mentioned other characters like Poison Ivy and Harley Quinn and Catwoman get great covers. Nightwing gets great covers as well. So the boys are not ignored. Here is a Pantalina, an artist I'm not familiar with. Good cover by him. And a Elizabeth Torque. I'm sure this is... Okay, I assume this is not final art. Typically, they will try and show you what the cover's going to look like as best as they can. This looks to me like a work-in-progress piece of art from Elizabeth Torque. Nightwing hardcover, Volume 2, Death Traps. And trade paperback collected edition. This is from the current series going on. No Man's Land number 3 of 4 from the series from Simon Kradransky. Sepia variant. This is a homage to The Thing. That's a really great movie, one of the most iconic movie posters. I believe this movie poster was originally drawn by the late Drew Curzan, who recently passed away. Here is the Youngblood Team Up collaboration. Ogreist trade paperback volume 1. Couldn't be more ogre than that. He is the Ogreist. Private Eye trade paperback collected edition of this recently finished miniseries. Racer X number 3 Tomaselli cover. La Fuente B. Return to Skull Island 1 through 4 pack. So you can get the whole series right here in a pack together. You couldn't see the A cover? All right. Of which series? Is it of Racer X? It probably is of Racer X. Never Wars. Okay, I didn't.
Oh, Brian, the A cover doesn't have art yet, so we don't know what the A cover is going to look like. But you want both the A and B cover of Never Wars, is that correct?
Yeah, the A cover was not shown because there is no art. Rise of the Kung Fu Dragon Master trade paperback collected edition of Volume 1. RuneScape Untold Tales of the God Wars, number 4, final issue of this series. A cover. And a B cover, just the inks. C cover, Dave Barker. Sacrificers, number 17, Max Fiumara. And a Chuma Hill 1 in 15 variant. Those Chuma Hill covers have been beautiful. Sanda, trade paperback volume 2. Nice manga there. Savage World of Tony Lorenz trade paperback collected edition. Sherlock Holmes, Dark Detective volume 2. Knights of Frankenstein number 4. From IPI Comics. Silverhawks 10, Jay Lee cover. Cat Stags. Rinaldi. Drew Moss. Combadeus. Got it. Nailed it. Mannix. 1 in 10. And a bunch of other ratio incentives. Space Ghost number 5. This is the Francesco Mattina cover. It looks like we have a Shark Man and a Frog Man. Jay Lee cover, the B. Michael Cho, C. Bjorn Barons, D. I mean, they have such great artists for their variant covers on Dynamite. Dynamite knows how to do variant covers. Then we have a bunch of other versions if you're interested. Spawn, The Dark Ages, number 1. This is a Liam Sharp cover. Spawn Dark Ages, written and drawn by Liam Sharp. Saxon Barbarians, Harry Britain from the East. In the north, the Pictish threat looms. From the west, Iberians send raiders from the land that shall one day be called Ireland. Orleanus, newly anointed king, must defend Britain against all these threats, whilst also dealing with the growing rebellion amongst his own people. For there are stories of another, more worthy king, one anointed by the old Celtic gods, whom the Christians refer to as the Devil's Spawn. An exciting new miniseries from acclaimed artist and writer Liam Sharp. Epic brutality comes to the Spawn universe. It is $3.99, and this is the A cover. It is a 6-issue miniseries. There is also a blank variant. It is the B cover. A virgin cover. And the 1 in 50 by Ryan Brown. 1 in 250. This is by Liam Sharp and Todd McFarlane. And a 1 in 1000 Liam Sharp original art variant. Star Wars Insider, number 235, with a foil variant cover. Star Wars Galaxy, Women of the Galaxy, updated and expanded. This is a book about the women of the galaxy. Sub-Zero, trade paperback, volume 3. Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, trade paperback. It is the DC Compact Edition. That means it's a $10 complete story. This is a big one. This is by Tom King and Bilquis Ively. Awards were won for these works. Bilquis Ively just won the award at San Diego Comic Con that was handed out. The Eisner Award, thank you.
Eisner. Okay.
Yeah, the Eisner Award for being best cover artist. I believe it was maybe not cover artist, maybe best artist. Period. This is what the James Gunn movie that's going to be coming is built from. Doesn't mean it's going to follow this exact story, but it's built from this story. $10. Order yourself a Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow, a DC Compact.
And those compacts are more of a digest size, similar in size to manga.
Yep.
Or manga, however you pronounce it.
Yep. Throw it in your backpack. Read it on the train. You know, all the trains around here in South Louisiana. Supergirl Superheroes, Crypto's Big Break hardcover. Superman, The Art and Making of the Film hardcover for $50. Nice. Great movie. Looks like a good art book. Superman Unlimited, number 7, an Albuquerque A cover. Gillum March, B cover.
Chris has really been loving this series. He says it's a fantastic read.
Yeah, I hear it's one of the best superhero books coming out right now. Daniel Sampier cover. What a great Crypto cover. Yep, I love me some Crypto. Freddie Williams, the artist on Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, doing a cover here on Superman. Nimit Malavia. And that eye is freaking me out. And the kryptonite coming out of his mouth. That's tough. Tales from Erotech, trade paperback, volume 1. Mature. Teether, Parental Guidance, number 1. Mature. Temporal, number 2. I actually want to read issue 1 of this. It looks like a good series. Time travel sci-fi action. Terminator Metal, number 2. Continuing the Terminator story from Declan Shalvey, written and drawn. Bob Layton variant, homaging his own Iron Man cover. We have a great Bob Layton homage variant. Perez C, Antigua D, and then we have a bunch of other incentive ratio versions. Terabytes, number 2. Titans 29, Pete Woods cover. Nice Pete Woods variant there. I mean, not variant, cover. We have a Brad Walker variant. This one is not finished yet. And as you can see, it's a work in progress. Hasn't been colored yet. Gillum March cover, featuring Starfire. It's a beautiful cover there. I'm a big Gilliam March fan. Comes from the fashion industry, and I think it shows.
Titans is another one of those titles that's been having really interesting covers
It
along
has.
the lines of like Nightwing and such.
Absolutely. Toxic Avenger Comics number 5. Uh, the 3-copy unlock variant. Trigger Warning by Terry Moore, a Strangers in Paradise one-shot. I don't think there's been a Strangers in Paradise story for a while. So for all our Strangers in Paradise and Terry Moore fans, here's something new. Trigger Warning is a new new Strangers in Paradise story written and drawn by Terry Moore. This one-shot comic features SI Peace, the Strangers in Paradise stars Kachu and Francine as you've never seen them in the Old West. Can Civil War veteran Kachu find true love in a small western town? She can if Francine lives there. But first, our weary soldier will have to battle quick-tempered outlaws and the quickest gun in the county. $5.99. Undiscovered 34. I believe this is the final issue. One of the final 3 issues in the series as we hurtle towards the epic conclusion of Undiscovered Country by Charles Soule and Scott Snyder. A B cover by Becky Cloonan. Vampirella number 6, A cover. B, Greg Land. C, Megan Hetrick. D, Chatzudis. E, Cosplay. And then, as always, a bunch of other versions. 1 and 10. Walking Dead. Did we do Walking Dead? USCUVW. Okay, that'll be next. Yes, I had to run the alphabet through my head. Viking Moon, number 2, from Joe Pruitt. It's the werewolf story. B cover. 1 and 10. 1 and 25.
Vikings fighting werewolves. I mean, you can't get much more aggressive than that.
Yep, a Youngblood variant. I would assume this is, again, unfinished art. And the black and white, I would assume this is finished art. Walking Dead 125, All Out War. The penultimate chapter of All Out War. I don't see what was so difficult about that. Seems a pretty simple thing to read. Yeah, you don't know me at all, Brian. B cover. C cover. Wild West Cowboys of Moo Mesa, number 3 of the 4-issue series. And a B cover. C cover, handbook variant. 1 and 10. 1 and 20. Wonder Woman number 27. Oh my goodness. That literally sent shivers up my spine. Wonder Woman fighting
Jason's
rats.
worst nightmare.
Yeah, that is my nightmare. Wonder Woman 27. Beautiful David Nakayama cover here. I really like this one. I've been a Nakayama fan for a long time, but this is among his best pieces, I think. A Homer cover. Gorgeous as always. Carrie Nord. What Wonder Woman. Killing it with the covers. Working for God in a Godless World, trade paperback, volume 4, manga. Yor, the Hunter from the Future, trade paperback. Young Justice Omnibus, hardcover, volume 2. Peter David, Todd Nauck cover. This is the second part, and it is the finale, includes all the final issues. It is $125 for the second part of the Young Justice Omnibus. Yuletide number 2. And a B cover. 1 and 10. And that's it from Lunar. So that's it from DC, Image, and a couple others, Mad Cave, some smaller companies. Now we're going to switch over to Penguin Random House, which has several people headlined by Marvel, Dark Horse, Boom. So we have the Two Guns Complete Collection, and adored by an elite officer. Could this be love? Manga. Akira hardcover volume 5 is $35.99. We still can order the Akira hardcover collections if you don't have those yet and you're interested. All New Venom. Who is All New Venom? This is the trade paperback collected edition of All New Venom series going on right now. Amazing Spider-Man Epic Collections. 2 different ones available. Spider-Man Threat or Menace and The Life and Death of Spiders. $49.99 for the Life and Death of Spiders and $54.99 for Threat or Menace. All right, look, comic books. Amazing X-Men number 3. This is the Lubera variant and the Mercado variant, both open order covers. And then we have the main cover of Amazing X-Men here. This is all part of the Age of Revelation. I believe they're all 3-issue series as well, before we get back to the regular ramifications of all this. It does not necessarily say, but I believe they are. Art of Rust. Art of Warhammer video games. Ashita no Joe Fighting for Tomorrow number 4. This is again some manga. Avatar The Gap Year Tipping Point number 2. And Backstabbed in a Backorder Dungeon manga. Barbarian's Bride manga. And Batman R.I.P. Collected Edition. This is a new printing of the trade paperback that went out of print by Grant Morrison and Tony S. Daniel. Binary number 3. I believe, again, the final issue of the Age of Revelation series here from Binary, which took over for Phoenix. Some beautiful covers here by Sia Filla and Danielle DiNicola. And the A cover. Also, we have Bless number 6 manga. Captain Henry and the Graveyard of Time, written by Mike Mignola. We have A covers by Zick, B cover by Nixie. If anybody wants a closer look at anything, please just let me know. Civil War Facsimile number 5, and again, continuing the Michael Turner covers, Michael Turner foil covers. If you are getting these Civil War books, that's the ones you should be getting.
That is the ones I'm getting.
Indeed.
All of them. And this one here, this facsimile incentive, this is the 1 in 25.
The 1 in 25, correct. Comic Art Superheroes, your master guide to drawing awesome heroes, villains, and monsters. $24.95 for any of our artists in the audience. A Condition Called Love 16 manga. Critical Role Vox Machina Origins, Part 1, number 6. The Curious Cases of Hops and Wild, the Bling story from Zootopia, $6.99. Cursed Princess Club, Volume 5. It is a webtoon manga. And you can choose between a hardcover or a softcover. Daredevil by Saladin Ahmed, Volume 5. This is a Daredevil trade paperback collected edition. This collects Death of Silver Surfer. This is the collected hardcover of the recently ended miniseries, Death of Silver Surfer, $22. Disney Zootopia 2 Ultimate Sticker Book. Doctor Strange number 1. This is a new Doctor Strange series. Written by Derek Landry, illustrated by Ivan Fiorelli. And we have several covers that we're going to get to go over. But this is the A cover. See additional covers. That's an incentive there. Here, let me see the best way to go through this. Okay. This is the Fan Yang variant. I'm going to open image in a tab. The Fan Yang variant here. Beautiful, beautiful cover.
I love that Angela's going to be in it.
Mm-hmm. And that is an open order, but there's also a Virgin that is an incentive.
And that's a 1 in 100.
And this is an incentive as well, this design variant.
And that is a 1 in 10.
This is an open order. This is the Inyuk Lee 3-part connecting magic variant.
The Joelle Jones variant is a 1 in 25 incentive.
right here, 1 in 25. Dennis will take the A cover of this.
Got it.
Here is the Marvel Comics Presents cover. Of course, you have to assume what he's reading there is an issue of Marvel Comics Presents. This is the nullified variant. Yes, we're getting another round of nullified variants. Always creepy and scary as can be, as Null is, understandably, and that is an open order. Marvel Rivals variant. This one is just incredible. Featuring Angela, the Marvel Rivals variant. Design cover. Torrin Clark cover here. And that's it for Doctor Strange. New number 1. Dungeon of Black Company Volume 13 manga. Ember Eternal book. Endeavor number 2. This is from Distillery. Issue 2 of Endeavor. We have an A and a B cover. We also have a Bengal 10 copy variant. And a Gifford 25 copy variant. Event Horizon Dark Descent number 1 third print. This is going to third print because it's been so popular. So many missed out on it. Number 1 first print's like a $30 book. If you want to jump on, here's a third print. We got second prints. We sold out. Third print, get on board. Event Horizon. It's so awesome to see a movie from the 90s getting a resurgence in a comic book form. Then we have issue 2, second print, which we may or may not have sold out, but if you want a number 2, there's a guaranteed way to get it as well. Fantastic Four number 6. Here's the A cover. Beautiful Alessandro Cappuccio variant, the Winter Break variant.
The black and white incentive variant there on the right is a 1 in 100.
Thank you. Or you can get the non-incentive version, which is in color, which seems better to me. The What If Disney cover. That is open order. This is a J. Scott Campbell open order cover. A big issue featuring Invisible Woman becoming Malice again. And I know this issue also comes, I believe every copy of this issue comes with a Marvel Rivals code for something to do with Malice. Maybe it's her uniform, maybe it's a special move. I'm not exactly sure. I may be able to click on the issue and read more and find out exactly. But if you are a Marvel Rivals fan, let's see. It doesn't give me a...
Keep scrolling down.
Okay, there we go. Invisible Woman Part 1. Extremophile aliens have invaded Earth. Their plan, stop the planet's rotation so the same side always faces the sun and then colonize that boiling, deadly side for themselves. Only the Fantastic Four can save the Earth from destruction, but none of their powers involve altering the Earth's rotation. Or do they? And when the Wizard takes advantage of the chaos to attack the Baxter Building, there may be more going on here than meets the eye, including a discovery that'll change the fate of the Fantastic Four forever. Science, family, and punching collide in this issue. Plus, the beginnings of an all-new Future Foundation. This issue contains a Marvel Rivals redeem code for an in-game Malice Will Rule spray featuring Invisible Woman's iconic Malice costume. There you go. If you play the game, you probably know what all that meant. So this is the open order J. Scott Campbell cover. Then we have a Ratio Incentive Virgin, which is...
It's a 1 in 100.
Joe Jusko variant. Classic Joe Jusko art there, featuring the FF. John Burton Hit Jim variant, which I assume is a 1 in 50.
It is. It's a 1 in 50.
And the Josh Swaby variant, 1 in 100.
Nope, it's a 1 in 25.
1 in 25 by Swaby. Very nice. And this is a 1 in 1,000 lyrics. Am I understanding that correctly?
It is. That is, in fact, a 1 in 1,000 lyrics.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
And here is the Net Tease cover. Another really cool Net Tease. I almost like the Net Tease better than the J. Scott Campbell. It's really cool looking. All right. Ghosted in LA. So if you want your Fantastic Four, The Return of Malice, get your orders in. Ghosted in LA, complete collection. God of Seduction in the Bedroom. Hot mess. She's a hot mess. Manga. His Majesty the Demon King Housekeeper, Volume 11. Ideal Sponger Life manga. Kageki Sojo manga. Lady and Her Butler manga. Laura Kinney Sabretooth number 3. More of the Age of Revelation as it reaches its climax. This is the David Lopez variant. Ripping that photo in two. That family is a broken family. And then we have the Elizabeth Torque variant and the A cover. Laura Kinney, Wolverine Volume 2, My So-Called Perfect Life, the collected edition of the current ongoing Laura Kinney series, before the Laura Kinney Sabretooth series. Legend of Exorcism, Volume 4. Marvel Black, White, and Blood and Guts, number 3, with a Adam Polina cover featuring Hitmonkey. That is something to behold. Adam Polina's open order Hitmonkey cover. I think that's a cool one. I think that one may catch on a little bit. And an incentive variant, which I believe is 1 in 25.
That is correct.
Miles Morales, Spider-Man number 41. The main cover. And then we have a Francesco Manna nullified variant. Luigi Zagaria variant. Minor Arcana from Jeff Lemire, issue 12A and 12B, and 12C, and 12D, 1 in 10. A couple other variants as well, ratio and incentives. Miss Truesdale and the Rise of Man, number 1. This is part of the Miss Truesdale and the Rise of Man, number 1. This is a Jesse Lonergan cover. It is written by Mike Mignola. It is drawn by Jesse Lonergan. I love Jesse Lonergan. Comes from the independent comics world and has really started doing more mainstream stuff, and it is just fantastic. The gladiator Anum Yasa wanders the forest to learn about her lives, past, present, and future. But she isn't a hero at all, as one darker entity will hunt her until she can be stopped, and the fate of man stopped with her. Hellboy creator Mike Mignola and artist Jesse Lonergan continue their acclaimed Miss Truesdale saga in this new 4-issue miniseries. The A. Lonergan cover and the B. Lonergan cover. The Moon on a Rainy Night, Volume 8, manga. Murder Podcast, Issue 3, from Ignition Press, A and B cover. My Girlfriend's Child, Volume 9, manga. My Husband and I Sleep in a Coffin, Volume 2, manga. Nocturnals, The Sinister Path, number 3, Dan Brereton cover, and Brett Blevins cover from Dark Horse. Painter of the Night, Volume 2, manga. Powers 25, number 3, Michael Avon Oeming and Brian Michael Bendis return to where they started it all, Powers. There's a B. Malieve cover. Punisher Red Band, number 2, Marco Cicchetto, second print variant. We need to order one of these for one of our customers who just subscribed today. Crowder. Missed out on issue 2. All right, Queen of the Dead. And that's the 1 in 25 ratio here of that second print. Rose Wolves, Book 2. 7 Secrets Deluxe Edition. I'm considering this one here. 7 Secrets by Tom Taylor. Big fan of Tom Taylor's writing. I read the first few issues of this Boom series, and this is a deluxe edition collecting all of it, $59.99. Or the slipcase edition for $79.99. Sheeply Horned Witch, Romy, Volume 3, manga. Snow and Ink 5, manga. Sonic the Hedgehog.
Jay,
Yes.
sorry. Chris wanted me to point out on that 7 Secrets, the artist on that is Danielle De Nicuolo.
Who is also the artist who is currently working with him on Court.
Oh,
On
I love
So it's
Court.
the artist for Court, Children of the Round Table.
That's great. Okay, that makes me even more interested. If you're not reading Court by Tom Taylor, it's an all ages book, but I'm an old man and I love it. Sonic the Hedgehog Volume 20, Cause and Effect, collected edition of the ongoing Sonic title. Sonic the Hedgehog Sonic Prime Volume 2. Spider-Girl number 7, the A cover by David Nakayama. B cover by Man Hanini. Spider-Man Noir. This is a Eric Larson series. And I believe it's an Eric Larson cover here on this one. That's the A cover. B cover by Eric Larson. I'm not sure if this was an Eric Larson cover or not. But it is Eric Larson writing it for sure. This is definitely an Eric Larson cover. And here is the Nogi-san Incentive 1 in 25.
The A cover is a Simone DeMeo, and that Simone DeMeo is the artist on the series.
Okay, and I believe this Nogi-san is the 1 in 25. Just confirm that.
That is correct.
Star Trek Lower Decks number 14. A cover, B cover. This is Star Trek Strange New Worlds, Seeds of Salvation number 4. An A cover and a B cover. If you are not reading the IDW Star Trek books, you're really missing out. I think it's the best Star Trek comics that have ever been made. Marvel, DC, I've read a lot of them. IDW is hitting it out of the park with Star Trek comics if that's your interest. There is a C cover and a ratio incentive. Star Wars Legacy of Vader number 11. Really interesting cover here on the left with Ben Solo, Kylo Ren getting Darth Vader's helmet fitted for him. Then we have the Bangao, Plo Koon, and Mace Windu Jedi Knights variant. Jedi Knights. And a melting Darth Vader incentive ratio, 1 in 25.
Yes, it is.
All right. Street Sharks number 3, A cover. B cover. C cover. You gotta work out those shark abs. And some incentives as well. Synthetics, Volume 1, Number 2, written by J. Michael Straczynski. Tales of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Number 2. This is based on the animated series, Tales of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And we have a B cover. And a ratio incentive, really cool looking graffiti Donatello. This is a big one. I find this one really interesting. It is a celebration of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the original motion picture special edition 35th anniversary. 1999, it is a paperback book. Celebrate the 35th anniversary of the original 1990 TMNT movie. The Turtles made their big screen debut in 1990 in the live-action movie Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Adapted by co-creators Kevin Eastman and Peter Laird, this edition contains the graphic novel adaptation presented with updated colors. Also included are Kevin Eastman's rough page layouts, original placement notes for the Archie Comics edition, and the cutscenes that were added to the Mirage edition. I think that's really cool. 1999 for this celebration of the original movie.
I do feel a bit targeted, though. I feel threatened because they're telling my age. Honestly, I mean, I was in my early teens when that came out.
Maybe saw it in the theater, you know.
Yeah, saw it in the theater.
Yep.
That's putting an age on me.
Great Kevin Eastman cover here. All right. Yeah, that was that one. The time I got reincarnated as a slime, volume 28 manga. There's No Freaking Way, volume 7 manga. Too Many Losing Heroines, volume 6 manga. Ultimate Universe 2 Years in, number 1. There is a big introduction in this issue. Ultimate Universe 2 Years in, $5.99. This is the A cover. All paths lead to Endgame. In preparation for the Maker's return in Ultimate Endgame, the Ultimate Guardians have been traveling all across time and space, recruiting members new and old. Travel across all corners of the Ultimate Universe. Don't miss the dawn of many new characters, including Ultimate Daredevil. So there's the A cover. Here is the B cover featuring the Ultimate Guardians of the Galaxy. And
this is the 1 in 25 incentive ratio there.
Super cute puppy there. Thank you for
Cosmo,
pointing out.
right?
I missed that was the incentive. And here is the Ultimate Daredevil cover featuring his debut He is a spacefaring Daredevil, and I'm not joking. He is a cosmic character.
It's kind of hard to hear in space, though, so I wonder how his powers work.
We'll have to find out.
Yeah.
And there is an
And this
incentive
comic
ratio
only-
here. Is this the 1 in 50 or 1 in 100?
It is the 1 in 50.
Okay. So if you want to get the first appearance of the new Ultimate Daredevil, it's in this book, and he's on this cover here. Ultimate X-Men 22. A cover, Peach Momoko. Peach Momoko written and drawn. There is an Oliver Vatine variant that we don't have a cover for. It is the incentive ratio.
And it is a 1 in 25.
All right. Internet, don't fail me now. We do have a Peach Momoko variant, as she does for the A cover, and she does a variant of every issue. Valiant Beyond, which is Valiant Beyond is kind of like Ultimate or Absolute of the Valiant universe. Here is Valiant Beyond, Bloodshot issue 3, and a B cover, really cool looking B cover, and a C cover, and a couple full art variants as well. The Villain's White Halo novel, Volume 1. What If, this is the Omnibus Volume 3, What If Into the Multiverse, with two different What If covers, one by Mike Wieringo, one by Doug Braithwaite. 125 for this omnibus. The White Cat's Divine Scratching Post novel, Volume 1. Wiccan, Witch's Road, number 1, new Wiccan series, with a B cover by Carmen Carnero. They don't call them B covers at Marvel, variant cover. And a German Peralta incentive variant, 1 in 25, I assume.
That is correct.
And this is part of the In-Hyuk Lee 3-part connecting magic variant. So if you remember, we saw an In-Hyuk Lee connecting variant for Doctor Strange. So here is another part of that connecting cover here on Wiccan Witch's Road. And then we have the Luciano Vecchio variant. Very colorful 90s style. I believe this might be one of those costume variants. A new costume has appeared, or something like that. And then we have the Pablo Villalobos cover. Pablo killing it as well. We're big fans of Pablo. And an incentive ratio, 1 in 50, 1 in 100.
It is a 1 in 100.
All right, virgin of that. And last but not least is Russell Dauterman's cover of Wiccan. Yoni Tsutsiko's Happy Hell, Volume 4, manga. Can't Bluff the Sharp-Eyed Sister, Volume 2 manga. You're All Mine Tonight manga. And that's it. Guys, we've covered PRH, we've covered Lunar, we've covered most everything. Hope you enjoyed the show. This was FOC Final Order Cutoff. We will be making these orders on Monday, so if you saw anything you liked, you can go to our website if you'd like to, or your own store's website, and put in those pre-orders. Make sure you do it before Monday night. The sooner the better. If you are ordering from us and you are having any troubles with these orders, just reach out to us over Discord, Facebook, Instagram, text us. Come into the shop and let us know. But I have been Jason with Stronghold. She has been Christina with Stronghold. And thank you for joining us. We will see you next time.
Thanks so much. Y'all have a good evening.